Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and today is Flosstube number 101. Exciting! I have so much to share with you all today, so I hope that you have a drink. There's a lot to celebrate. So first things first, and I will say this, I decided on Twitch this month, for the month of May, that I was going to do what I decided to call MAYSTRAVAGANZA, where I did a WIP sprint, WIP, W-I-P, work in progress. So instead of starting a new project every day or starting a lot of things, 22 new things for the year 2022, I decided to work on the projects that I already have because this year I am limiting my new starts to specialty things and stuff like that because I have a lot of works in progress. You could see the chaos that is behind me. I did not need to start new things. And so I have basically a WIP parade for you today, an impromptu WIP parade. And I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible because it's my friend's birthday party tonight and I have to have dinner and be out the gap pretty quickly. So if you don't know who I am, if you're new here, hi. My name is Rachel. I go by Rachel Ray on the internet, and this is a channel about crafting. Usually I was doing weekly updates for Flosstube, but life has gotten a little busy, a little bit more chaotic in my personal life, so I'm doing it every 2 weeks or so when I can. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, it is free. Please subscribe and like this video if you enjoy watching it. I really appreciate it. It helps me so much. Now, before we get into MAYSTRAVAGANZA, there's a couple of things that I'd like to share with you. The first thing is that last episode was episode 100, and to celebrate, I wanted to give something away. I created this pouch of goodies for one special person who used the word flower in their comment. And I went ahead and I used the YouTube random comment picker, and out of 106 unique comments, thank you so much, the winner of the Jardin Privé, sorry if I said that wrong, chart, all the accessories, and this beautiful project bag is Denise Sanderson. Congratulations, Denise. Thank you so much. She says, I love watching your Flosstube. I never miss it. My favorite flower is the carnation. Thank you all so much for sharing your favorite flowers with me and for trying to win. I am going to email Denise as this video is uploading to let her know that she won. And thank you all so much for filling in the new Happy Mail form that I created, which is linked down below in the description box. If you would like to enter to win a future giveaway, feel free to go ahead and fill in the form for me now, because there will be future giveaways as well. But this is for Denise. Congratulations. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy it. All right, there's another thing. I got Happy Mail as well, and it came to me from Danielle. Danielle is an amazing person. I love spending time with her. She is a patron of mine as well. And she said that while she was, do I still have the card here on the desk somewhere? I do not have it to hand, but she said that when she went to a stitching shop, she saw this on the wall and she thought of me. And that was so sweet that she sent this to me. And I got it framed. This right here is a print. It's beautiful. I think it's actually printed as a card, but she did not, she matted it for me. And I'm so sorry about the glare, but it is so gorgeous. So beautiful. It's an oak tree that's been hollowed out. There's beautiful, I think that's a jasmine on the side, and then there's a fox and an owl, and it is just the most beautiful thing. So thank you so much, Danielle. I'm treasuring this. I got it framed immediately, and I'm going to be putting it on my wall. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And if there's if anybody ever wants to send me a card or something like that, feel free. I do have a post office box. You can DM me on Instagram, Facebook, or email me. But email, I'm going to be completely honest, email is not the best way to reach me. And that is just because emails get buried in my email account. I will maybe have to make a new email account that's just for you. Because right now my Rachel Raycraft email is just flooded. So I do apologize. I am very, very sorry about that. Happy mail. There was also, and I want to bring this up because this was such a great idea. You know Ed Love, Michelle Bendy, as much as I do. And there was, excuse me for the loud noise, on her Twitch, because, you know, a lot of us floss tubers and crafters and makers, we've migrated to Twitch a bit because Twitch is a very good platform for going live and interacting with people. And on her Twitch a few weeks ago, she announced that she wanted to do a small stitch exchange, and she was going to set it up and pair everybody together. And I just wanted to show you the fabric and the flosses I chose. I will not be sharing the details of the stitch until the recipient gets it and sees it first. But I did want to share with you just my fabric choice and my floss choice. I used flosses that were in my stash that I wanted to use, and I picked this combination. This is a Fortnite fabric with these gorgeous flosses, and trust me, it is so cute. The best part about this particular kind of, what do you want to call it, like a setup, was that the person, I actually hadn't met them before, so I got to see their Instagram and see what they liked, and I looked through my patterns to find one that I thought they would really like, and the theme was the Great Twitch Burb, like little bird, burb migration, and they were angsty birds. So the caption, there is a caption that I charted myself that is on this finish, and I cannot wait to show you, but that will be later in June. So I hope that my partner enjoys the stitch that I made for them. That is what I've been focused on so much since I got my partner's name. So I'm going to put that to the side because I do need to get that ready to ship. And I'm just excited that I had a finish. I had a finish. And speaking of finishes, I am so nearly close to a finish on this, y'all, that I may end up finishing today, but I'm going to call it a finish here on Flosstube. Finish for now, because I have to send this off. This stitch is the Friendship Sampler by Michelle Bendy Stitchy and Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower. And all I have left are 2 more colors in this bottom border that you can barely see. But y'all, I finished. I'm counting it as a finish for now. This is the top half of the sampler. And if you haven't been here before, me and my friend Heike are stitching on each other's samplers and then sending them back. So this is my sampler. I stitched the first half of it, and now I'm going to ship it to her to stitch the bottom half. And then when I finish stitching the bottom half of hers, because she's already done, she's so fast, when I finish hers, we're gonna swap them back and they will be done. And I'm so excited because this is obviously all about friendship. And I know that if I bring it too close, you won't be able to see too much, but it is so, so cute. I love the colors. I did a color conversion. I took out the Weeks Tie Works and I added Fiberlicious instead, and I love it. It's just so beautiful. I can't stop looking at it in the camera. But I put our initials at the bottom, and I'm leaving the year off until I get this back, just because I don't want to add pressure. So that's it. The friendship style. I'm counting that as finished because it will be finished by the time that I leave this house today. Also, other news before we get into WIP extravaganza, I did a thing. It was an epic thing. I did this on Twitch. It took 2 days basically. I decided to organize all of my fabrics, so all my cross-stitching fabrics. And if I have time, I will put in a picture, but if you are on Instagram, you'll see it. I have used comic book backing boards that you can get on Amazon. I've used these to wrap my fabric around and label so that I have a visual inventory of fabrics. I love seeing the colors, and I choose the color. I don't typically, like, I have purchased enough fabric in the past 2 years, well, yeah, 2 years, that I've decided to cancel all of my Fabric Club subscriptions in 2022, and probably 2023. I want to use my stash because I got it for a reason, right? And anyhow, I basically took fabrics that were wrapped like so, took them out. I ironed the pieces. That's a beautiful one, isn't it? This is Crafty Kitten 2020, September 2020 opalescent. So I take them out, I iron them, and then I was finding a way to wrap them around the backing board and then label them on the side. And trust me when I say that this is going to make life so much easier. And for someone like me, sometimes if I look at the fabric, if I go and I look through all my fabric, I'll go, wow, I think this chart that I have would look fantastic on this fabric. So instead of looking at the chart and going, do I have one that suits the chart? I'll just look at the fabric and find a chart that suits the fabric. So just an idea, if you also have a fabric stash of, I'm calling it my apocalypse stash, when I went a little too much on the purchasing in 2020 and 2021. You can't really fault me for it though, right? It was a pandemic. Retail therapy. And then the last thing that I'd like to show you before we get into MAYSTRAVAGANZA, because this is going to take a little bit of time, is that I have a new start. I was originally going to wait and start this for Pride Month, but you don't really need an excuse to start a Pride stitch. I am stitching the Trans Pride Tapestry by Uncanny Kari and D's 20 Stitches, which is this beautiful little unicorn. And it's not little at all. It's actually pretty big. It doesn't have the stitch count or anything, but what's really exciting is the reason that I started it was because I got my floss in, and actually I just need to adjust very quickly here. You have time. I hope you got that drink, right? This is my floss keeper for this project. This is from Bags Plus in the UK. And essentially, I have kitted up in almond M&M silk, which is what these nuggets are, and Whisper thread. So Whisper is a fuzzy floss, and I'm using that for the body of the unicorn. So my start is small, it's conservative, but let me just get my needle minder down here so that we can appreciate it as well. I started in the center of my stitch, and right here is the body, and this is a little diamond that's next to the unicorn's head, neck, can't remember exactly. However, I realized that my Agnes Little Minder little dragon here that was gifted to me from a subscriber fits perfectly with the Trans Pride theme. So thank you so much for this needle minder. It is adorable. I love it. I treasure it. I love to use these. Agnes is on Etsy if you're interested. I have her linked in the link haven. And this fabric is Fortnite Fabrics in Lucy and Ricky. It was the color club last year, the famous duo club. And this purple is just beautiful. I love purple, but this is perfect for this chart as well, I think. So I have a start. I have about, maybe 30 or 40 stitches, but I'm still counting it as a start. And I am very excited to be using this stitch during Stitch for Pride, which is a, it's going to be a kind of hashtag challenge learning moment on Instagram. So please follow Dee's 20 Stitches, the designer of this chart, over on Instagram and Uncanny Kari as well. But Dee's, DEES 20 Stitches, they are going to be doing something very special for June. And I think it's important that we it's not about performative gestures. When we do craftivism, it's not about just showing up to participate and just step away, right? It's about doing something. And I think that learning is the first step. And so it's going to be a great way to learn more about the 2S LGBTQIA community and, you know, really get involved as well. So I'm really happy to be participating in that as well and learning more because you can always learn, right? So that is all for the most recent things. And now I'm gonna have to pause, reach behind me and grab some of the works in progress that I did during MAYSTRAVAGANZA over on Twitch. All right, these are not in any particular order. We're just gonna try to get through them. So this is kind of like a mini WIP parade. There are only 2 projects that I did not get a chance to stitch on. Those were Soul of the Rose and my Zen Moss Garden chatelaine. They are just a little too complicated for me to feel comfortable stitching them on stream. And so I know that all of you will understand, but I'm going to quickly just give you the rundown on the information about these projects as best as I can, flash them, put them away and move on. If you want more information or where to get them, I have a WIP list, which is a Google document. It's linked down below. And some of them have, you know, links to the pattern where you can find them, but it has all the details about each and every project. And if there isn't one, please tell me in a comment down below so that I can fix that. Sometimes I get behind. So this is Grimm's Fairy Tales Stitch Along 2020 by Clouds Factory. Upside down. One of my older WIPs. This is my second oldest WIP. This is on olive oil 16 count Ada by Barbarall Creations, and I started this on March 18th, 2020. There we go. That's better. And I worked over here. Just a few flowers right there, I think. Or was it the tree? No, it was the tree right here. Very pretty. This particular one is just a bit challenging because there's a lot of color changing. So I was lucky that I found an area that was mostly just one color so that I could stitch on that. And basically with MAYSTRAVAGANZA, sorry, I have to back up a little bit. I took and worked on each project live on Twitch for 25 minutes. 25 minutes, timer over, put it back away. So it was just a way for me to look at and get a feel for projects that I have not really focused on at all in the last year or so. And it's nice to every once in a while just, you know, pick something up, look at it, see how you feel about it, and then, you know, move on from there. The next one that I have here is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Chinese Zodiac Stitch Along. Again, another 2020 Stitch Along. This is on 28 count Heirloom by Pole Stitches. Barbarol and Pole Stitches are both online on Etsy. This is kind of like a very faded pink, peach. Lugana. This is started May 7th of 2020, and I finally have the start of the tiger. They are so cute. The animals are so adorable. I love this chart. I don't take it out enough. It's really adorable. But my idea is that, you know, eventually I will work on all these, and I won't have as many new starts as I did in 2020 and 2021. I've learned my lesson. I like to start things, and I like to start things with people for events and things like that, but sometimes it can actually feel really overwhelming. Next up is a project called Grazing Sheep. This pattern is now available online as a PDF from Doreen Jones. Sorry, now I'm just trying to get it a little bit smaller so that it's manageable. This fabric is a 28 count Lugana from XJU Designs, which is also an Etsy shop. And this was a custom dye of a baby blue color, and I started this May 9th of 2020, and all I could do was the little blue stitches above the larger sheep. This is such a beautiful project, very challenging for me. That's super cute, super duper cute. I'm gonna go have it and just fold it up like this. Another one that kind of scares me a little bit, so I don't bring it out too often. Next one here in my pile is a Randall Spangler Heaven and Earth design. It's called Mini Trick or Treat. This is on, it's got 89 colors. It's on 28 count Brittany Easy Count fabric, which I got from Amazon, I believe, or maybe an Etsy store. Started on Halloween of 2020. And I can promise you I did not get very far. We just worked on the corner here. And I know that for some of you, you know, I'm gonna go, why are you even bother showing? This is like 30, 50 stitches. Just to give you an idea of the kind of projects that I work on, especially if you're new here. So that is a black cat that I'm working on right there, and the shadow of something. It's not a duplicate, I promise. So that is my mini trick or treat that I started in honor of Halloween in 2020. And I'm doing 1/1 full cross on that Heaven and Earth design. Next up is, some of these I have a picture, The Pilgrim by Long Dog Samplers. This is on 32 count Nothing linen by Mystic Fabrics. And I'm using Mrs. Sadis silk in the colorway Peacock. This is a very large piece of fabric. It's a beautiful linen, lots of border up here. I love the punch of color. I have gone through phases of loving and hating this project, but I do love the way this looks. Like, honestly, bang, right? This is what it looks like so far, and this down here is what we worked on in the last stream. Sorry, I'd like you to see my mouth just in case you have trouble, but this is what I worked on last time, and it's so cool. So yes, 32 count, Nothing by Mystic, and it's really, really beautiful. I started that on May 31st. That was my last new start in May of 2020. I did lots of new starts in 2020. And now I used to participate in that new start. You know what it's called. If you know what it's called, you know what it's called. I don't want to call it that anymore. I find that a little bit disrespectful to me. So I have decided to do MAYSTRAVAGANZA instead. This one, you can call things what you want, but just in my own personal life. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? And if it sounds like I'm lecturing you, then you might want to reconsider how you're taking it. So the next WIP that I have to show you here, I'll have to show you the whole thing. This is called Midnight Way by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is on 28 count Whimsy by Picture This Plus. I have to hold it this way. One day I will finish this, I promise. I am considering doing the 25/7 on this, or using this solely for my dark 13 stitching, for example, on the 13th and the 31st of the month, using this because I'm really close. I just have that one shop and then a little border at the bottom, and it's done. I only worked on the bottom. There's a stitch at the very bottom that you can't see. I was working on that border because it was very easy to do while talking to people on the stream. Midnight Way, Frosted Pumpkin, 28 count Whimsy. This was a kit that I purchased directly from them, and I started it August 17th of 2020. Ooh, needle minder caught. I even got the needle minder with the kit. It's so cute. And I really like that one. I do. It's got a good mix of long lines of the same color, and then areas where you have to do little bits and pieces of just like 4 stitches of one color, which, eek. I have kitted projects that I'm considering destashing because it's just confetti stitching. Next up is Glendon Place Baked Alaska. And for this was a little bit different because I had not been stitching on this for a long time due to the fact that I had put down beads in the very beginning and I needed to frog them. So I used the opportunity that MAYSTRAVAGANZA stream to frog the beads out, put them away, and then continue stitching. And we decided, we learned during the stream, see how big it is? We learned during the stream that I had orientated it wrong in previous floss tubes, so we'll get it right this time. This is Old Blue by XJU Design. I believe that this is a 28 count. Pretty sure it's 28. Or maybe it's 32 count linen, very soft Old Blue by XJU Designs again. And I'm using the Dinky Dye Silk Pack, which I purchased from mislayedpages.com. It's hard to see, so I'm just trying to get the lighting correct for you. And that is it. Our little corn of the cob now has no more beads, and we started the other side. So this is going to be mirrored 4 times in the center of the design. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I do really love it. I love the fabric. It's nice and floppy. I like floppy linens. I like the way they feel. Oops. Probably need the pattern as well, Rachel. All right, so those are the first batch. Let me turn around and get the next batch. Don't forget to stay hydrated and take your medicine, okay? In between pausing, that's, I'm drinking a lot of water. Okay. Next up, terrible copy of this chart, but this is the new normal by Long Dog Samplers. This is my other long dog. Hashtag Long Dog Sampler Sal 22. And sorry, the stack is very tall now. This is on 28 count hand-dyed fabric by MissLaidPages.com. Not sponsored. I purchased this. This is her colorway Borealis because she dyes fabric now for everyone. I don't want to say bullied her. We encouraged her to start selling fabrics because she ice dyes and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. This is I think this is a half a yard. Opalescent fabric and that, excuse me, move the threads out of the way for you. This is where we are. I believe I worked on the right side during the stitch-a-thon. It is so beautiful. I love it. I love the fact that like the stitching is black on this beautiful fabric, so the fabric stands out. That was the whole idea. This one I started on my birthday, the 22nd of February last year. And I got a cone of 310 for this project. I'm stitching it 2/2. Hashtag February as well. It's my February piece. Next up, and apologies, I'm not going to talk about the bags because I feel like I'm rushing, and I hope you don't mind. This one is the Drawn Thread Trick or Treat. This is like one of my only primitive stitches, and it is gorgeous. The picture does not do it justice. This is 32 count Dirty by Zweigart, I believe. I'm doing the Weeks Dye Works conversion that was provided to me by the Silver Needle in, I believe they're in Idaho. We did the letter R. So now I have Rick. Anybody out there named Rick? You are now on my cross stitch. No, but I'm moving this way to finish the front, and then I'll move all the way back because I prefer going left to right, but I did start this in the center just to make sure the banner was centered on this fabric. This is a very loose weave. I'm stitching this 1/2 to give it a little bit of an aged look. And I started this one on October 1st of 2020. At the time, this was one of my, I think this was High Tea, which Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts does on her channel, or did before she got so busy with her company. Speaking of Caroline and Off the Grid Needle Arts and Evertote, I am planning to go to the May Stitch North Retreat weekend, which is in Brampton, Ontario. So the first weekend of May 2023, I am planning to go with Miss Laid Pages and Stone Cold Coffee Crafts and Michelle Bendy and quite a few others to just come down onto this little retreat, and it's gonna be great. I just heard a bang. I hope he's okay. But it is confirmed. I have booked my hotel room. My husband may or may not be coming depending on work schedule. We will figure that out as we go. Next up is ink circles, small burbs, which I know it's really hard to see. If any of these strike your eye, please Google them or go to the WIP list. Small burbs by Ink Circles, 28 count, the greens, even weave by Fortnite Fabrics. I am stitching this 1/1. So the small burbs is very small. This fabric actually won on one of their Facebook lives, which is wonderful. This is hashtag small burbs Sal, and that was started by Michelle or Jessie, I can't remember. And I got a little bit of work done down here during the stream. So beautiful. I believe that's the end of the border on this side, and then you go whoop the other way. I started this May 10th last year. So fitting that I work on it this year. It is very hard to see. I will say that, because 1/1 and 32 count is like, I have to squint pretty hard or wear magnifiers, and neither way is comfortable. Next up is a Christmas whip. I don't have many holiday stitching whips, but this is one of them. This is Renato Paralin's Christmas. This is a tree with a lot going on this tree. There is so much happening on this tree. Now, originally, I wanted a fabric that looked like that, but then I realized it doesn't fit my decor at all. So instead, I opted for something a little cooler. This one. And I do have details about this work in progress somewhere. Don't I? Maybe I don't. Oh, it's on the WIP list for sure. I think this one is called Morel. Yeah, this is Morel by Fortnite Fabrics. There we go. It's a little bit warmer than that, but it's always difficult to get these things to like photograph properly. Gorgeous, got little robins at the top, and we've got the top of the tree almost complete. I think there's just one little spot on that side to go. And thank you for the needle minder, ACF Creations. All right. This is a, I believe this is a, hold on, let me look at the stitching. 28 count even weave. And I am using my own conversion of Victorian Motto for some of the DMC colors, but it was charted in DMC. And if you need the conversion, I have it on the WIP list. My hair. I just need to get my hair out of my eyes. Okay. So that is that one. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh. Next is my one pretty lady. I only do one pretty lady at a time. That is my rule. This is Mirabilia's Miss Cherry Blossom. This was a gift from Linda's 144 Hobbies. Thank you so much, Linda. She also sent me the bead pack. I'm stitching this on Enchanted Dawn by Heart Stitch Designs on Etsy. So the fabric, and I love to show you the fabric, is a transition fabric. So it has a fade to it like this. This is a linen 28 count. And I just filled in more of her sleeve. Sorry for the wrinkles. But it's so beautiful. I can't wait for her to be finished. I do have a plan to work on this when Pretty Lady comes up. I think Pretty Lady did come up on WIP Go. And I started this May 8th of 2020. Just trying to get it back in the bag. But it is so gorgeous. I really, really like it. I like stitching on it. The only downside is that it is a paper pattern that is kind of hard to read. I wanted to make a working copy, which I guess you don't really have to do if the chart isn't out of print, but you know, I'm just me and I do things my way. So next up we have the project that I thought I'd be spending more time on, but then I had to get the bird out of the way, the little gift bird, you know, that I was doing for my stitching partner. And I didn't get a lot of time to work on this one, but this is from the Black Needle Society. This is called Savor Life and All Its Magic. I finished the word and I moved to the vine. This is on 36 count French lilac by Picture This Plus. Hands down, one of my favorite colored fabrics of all time so far. 1/2. Oop, my needle minder stuck to me. And I started this on the date of the retreat, Night Garden retreat, which was July 13th of 2021. Next, we're getting there. This is going to be a long episode, even though I'm trying not to be too verbose about things. This one is called Hilda's Brew by Bendy Stitchy, 28 count Lugana by Crafty Kitten. And I did do a lot of color changing on this one. March 2020 limited edition Lugana, and I worked on the house. So I'm just using a black DMC for the house. So cute. So cute. I started that August 5th, 2021. Lots of new starts. There's a whole series of Hildies, or Hildas. Next is my oldest WIP, which I worked on recently. I think this is the last one that I did. This is Galaxy Unicorn by a designer that was on Etsy as Cat's Coffee and Crafts, which is now has been gone for a long time. This is Mystic Fabrics Galaxy in 18 count Aida. And this was a gift from Mrs. Coffee. Thank you, Mrs. Coffee. I managed to work on this quite a bit, actually, because we found a spot that was color blocking. So this piece is mostly confetti, all different colors, and it is absolutely stunning. It's gonna look fantastic, but this is my oldest WIP because of two reasons. This is 2 threads over 1 on 18 count, which I then realized I hate. I don't like the way that feels, that stitches up. And also the gridding is off. I imported this into Pattern Keeper, so it's going a little bit quicker now, but I was working from a paper pattern, and yeah, but it is beautiful. We will get there. We will get there. You know me. I love unicorns. So, oldest WIP. I started that. What does that even say? Oh, January 17th of 2020. One day it will be done. Ooh, yes, this is exciting. This one is Plum Street Samplers, Sheep Heap. It's 3 sheep in a stack. It's the animals stack. I'm just opening it up to get this piece out. I don't need to put that in the bag. Makes things awkward. So this is, did I say Plum Street? Plum Street Samplers. This is 32 count Oaken by Picture This Plus. And I managed to give it a head. You see the head? The sheep has a head. Now we know which way goes up. Very important. So I'm very excited that this sheep finally has a head. This is the middle start. And this was started on May 24th. Today is May 21st as I'm filming May 24th of 2020. So this far in 2 years. It's because I focused on Foxview first. That's why. But I still love it. Mostly because I actually live next to a sheep field. I live in Ireland. If you didn't know, I live in rural Ireland and I live next to sheep. It's wonderful. Especially in the spring, you can see all the babies. It's amazing. All right, this one is my Pride Stitch. Call it my Pride Stitch because it's my rainbow. This is Northern Expressions Needlework Twisted Rainbow Sampler with the specialty stitches. I was about to say threads, but it also has specialty threads. Specialty stitches, meaning they're not just cross stitches. They're, you know, you've got Jessica Rice, blah, 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 blah. Lots of them. Don't know them all. It's a lot. I have the paper copy, which is very thick. Lots of pages. Totally worth it. I'm using the Dinky Dyes Silk Pack that I purchased from Mislaid Pages. Again, not sponsored. She's just a good friend. And we support our friends here on this channel. 28 count black Lugana. This is pure black Lugana. And I'm stitching it 2/2. Wrong way. I was like, wait a minute. And this is how far we are. We worked on the butterfly. It's so stunning. I am so happy that I did this on black Lugana. The impact. So beautiful. Dinky Dyes silk is so wonderful to use, and I especially love it on 28 count fabrics. Definitely worth the investment. It's like stitching with butter. And I am planning on stitching this for Pride as well as Trans Pride Tapestry in the month of June. I also need to get back to my Zen Moss garden, but that's whatever happens, happens, right? We're not beating ourselves up about things this year. Nope, nope, nope. Speaking of not beating ourselves up about things, this is a very, very old WIP as well, which was Yoga Corns. Unicorns doing yoga. Me and my friends, Jessie at Mislaid Pages and Heike, Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, decided that we were going to do these. Each one of us was going to take a set. So I got Yoga Corns 1, and I don't know why. I really like the dancing one in the middle and the one that is upside down. I like them all. Anyway, Heike only has one left to stitch, I think. So she's surpassed us all. But I'm still very much behind. But that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Whatever. This designer is Little House in the Attic on Etsy. They have very intricate patterns, and by intricate I mean there's a lot of back stitching here. There's a lot of Krynic. It's interesting. And the fabric that I decided to use is 16 count. Look at this. It's printed Ada. So the back of it is just normal. Printed Galaxy from Easy Stitch for Fun on Etsy. And what I did, let me fold it a little bit, is I needed to count over and I needed to start the next yoga corn. This one in the middle is not finished completely. There's still back stitching to do, but I want to get back to full crosses so that I don't have to like antagonize over the parts that I don't like. I get to do some X's and then I might do some back stitching, etc. You know, go back and forth on it. I wouldn't say this is a fun project. This is a labor of love. I do not want to give up on it. I started this May 23rd of 2020. It's just, I find it difficult to do backstitch in that amount. That's a huge amount. All right, last cube, and then I will let you go for the day. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but the sun is shifted. So here we go. Fan favorite is this one. I actually don't have the details written down, but this is the Creepy Cryptids Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitcher. I am stitching this on 16 Count Dreamsicle by Bee Stitch Me. I am starting on Jackalope, which is the one there at the bottom next to Frogman. I absolutely love this stitch. I really do. I love all the 310. Is this why I bought the 310? Anyway, might have been. So I stitched on this a little bit. I got the bottom border for the Jackalope frame stitched up a little bit, but I really like this one. The Sal is over, so you can join. Sal is Stitch Along, if I didn't say that already. And I do have a few colors that I've substituted because I didn't have them in my stash and I just wanted to get started already. As is my want. I don't think that substituting colors is a bad idea when you need to do it. Also, apologies if you can hear the wood chipper. I'm sorry. It's Saturday. Can't control it. Next up is a little tiny stitch. Oh, I started this a long time ago, and I think it was November. Yeah, November of 2020. And this is Trimming the Tree by Michelle Bendy Stitchy. Just adorable. So I worked on some white stitches in the belly of the snowman. And this fabric is a Jobelin. This is 32 count Sunlit Water by Crafty Kitten. Unfortunately, Crafty Kitten is no longer. But I was in their ornament club for like 6 months. That's what all of these that I haven't, I found all of these and I need to put them away. That's where those are from. So I have lots of ornament cuts for projects like that. So cute, Trimming the Tree. All right, this one. This is Realist Unicorn. I got this as a charity win from Michelle. She did a D-stash or a charity auction, sorry. And I purchased this one from her back in 2020. It came with its own printed fabric, and the threads on this one, it depends on the color, it depends on where you are. Sometimes it's 3 strands over 1. I think this is a 14 count Ada, and I am in the leg, middle of the body leg, in the back near the butt of this unicorn. It's intense. This has been going on since 2020. And I have to be in a mood to work on it. This is very much a summer stitch for me because of the colors and everything. It's going to be slow going, but you know, like all things, if I dedicate more time to it, it will get done someday. Ooh, this one. This one is Boffy Threads Kit Bellflower. This is a William Morris I'm sure you recognize his art style. I'm up here in the corner. I'm using the provided 14 count Aida that it came with. And that's where I am. Oh, there we go. I just did some blue stitching in the middle, the background. I don't know why they didn't just give us navy colored, but I guess it would look weird with the divots, but anyway. It is very pretty. The colors are gorgeous. This would be much more meditative if I spent more time on it. Just like I say with everything else. It is a printed chart, so that part of my brain just does not want to activate for this project, but I love printed or digital charts. I really do. Once I found Pattern Keeper, I really didn't want to go back. And our last one for today, I believe, if I missed one, I do apologize, but these are the ones that are behind me, is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. One of my unicorns. Love it. Love it so much. This is another one where I decided to pull a fabric from my stash and then realized that it's a little small. The fabric I have is a little small, so I had to stitch it 1/1. This is S'mores by Bee Stitch Me. Holy cow, beautiful. And I'm dead center. Because I wanted to make sure that I could fit it. And we worked on the apron of the witch on the right. Yay! It's gonna look so awesome. There are parts of this chart that are full coverage, and then there are parts like that. And I thought that, I know that this is a very busy type of fabric, but in those areas where it is, where you can see the fabric, it's going to be fantastic. And you can see that much more clearer here. So you'll be able to see the background a lot here and in here and with the pumpkins. But then when you get down here and there, you know, it's just, this one is completely full coverage. The background is just going to look fantastic. Love it. Love it. I'm here for it. And that's it. MAYSTRAVAGANZA. Oh my God, I'm under an hour. How did that happen? Thank you so much for being here with me to watch the progress of MAYSTRAVAGANZA. And please feel free to use that idea in the future if you would like. If you are not already doing so, please follow me on Twitch. It is free to follow. You do not have to pay for Twitch. If you would like, if you have an Amazon Prime account, they give you one free subscription every month. And if you enjoy Twitch and you would like to help support my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would join me over there. However, just a short announcement, I am going to be away, unreachable away for the next week from Wednesday to Wednesday of the following week, the last week of May. I'm going to be completely unavailable for comments, for questions. So if you have a question or anything, please send it to me before Wednesday and I will do my best to answer them. And I will pick back up on normal schedule videos and streams starting in June. And I cannot wait to do that for you and with you. And with that, I better get going and get this video up before I go to my friend's birthday party. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for sharing things with me in the comments. I really love reading them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just amazing the community that we have here on YouTube, and I love that we're bringing that over into the live streaming aspect of things as well. But for those of you who are not interested in live streams, I still really appreciate your interaction here, and that's why I ask that if you enjoy these videos, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe in YouTube so that you don't miss an upload. I hope that you enjoy it. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please let me know down below. I would be happy to read them and take them on. I hope that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, as well as a wonderful week ahead and into the next week. And I can't wait to see you again in my next episode. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.